It's time for a journey deep into the tales of woe.
Lockdown is tough. Trying to have a normal haircut meant that I would have to style the hair myself, and I don't really know how to maintain a normal haircut, but I do know how to maintain a mohawk, so that's where we're at. How was your year? Now it's holiday season 2020, normally a bigger affair, but you know, lockdown. I wanted to do two stories, one that's tangentially Christmas related and one that's specifically about Christmas, but I'm going to try to do both of them today, just prior to the actual Christmas holiday, but there'll be separate videos. That unnecessary introduction out of the way. Welcome to the Tales of Woe. These are true stories from my life, told as best as I can possibly remember them. Most of the names have been changed to protect the innocent or the guilty, but not today, because I can't help but name everybody in this story. It only involves my sister, my mom, and myself. This is a story about how my mom would teach us lessons about wealth inequality. But Mitch, what's that have to do with Christmas? My mom was born on Christmas, so there you go. Also, I have a vague recollection of this happening around Christmas, or being somewhat about Christmas, but I might have that memory wrong. My early childhood years, like up until I was like 3 or 4 years old, we were kind of rich. We lived in a place in Texas called the Woodlands, which apparently is still a rich place. And we had it was a mansion. I mean, you know, obviously everything looks bigger when you're a child, but by all accounts, it was a fucking mansion. But over the years, I don't know, something, my dad's business, I don't know exactly what happened. I'm gonna go ahead and blame Reagan. Eventually we downsized to smaller and smaller homes, and my parents got divorced. And then we ended up in a 3-bedroom apartment, and my mom covered everything. On a school teacher salary, she also ran a summer camp for drama kids in the summer. And she also worked at Michael's Arts and Crafts. She also taught an arts and crafts class on the weekends. She also was in school to get her master's degree. She didn't. I think she slept like an hour a week. I don't know how she did it, frankly. All of that is to say that my sister and I just never really thought about where we stood economically on the totem pole. Pretty much anything we'd asked for Christmas or birthdays, we got. I don't recall ever saying, I really want a blank, and not getting a blank. You could say we were spoiled. My mother would probably say that we were spoiled, actually. So she would do this thing if we were getting a little too entitled or high on the hog or whatever the terminology might be. If we acted a little spoiled and we acted like, you know, we didn't appreciate what we had, she would say, I'm going to take you to Van Buren. I don't know if this is the case in Phoenix still, but when I was growing up, Van Buren was notoriously a very, very bad place. All I knew is that's where the hookers and the crime was. And I suppose in my head I thought, well, I guess if I ever need drugs, Van Buren's the way to go. And every time when we got there, she'd stop the car in the scariest spot, and she'd say, do you want to get out of the car, take a walk around? You know how it's safe to walk around in our neighborhood? You want to try that here? You want to get out, take a walk? No, not really. It's scary as fuck here, Mom. But one night, I was feeling a little, I don't know, self-righteous. 12 years old, I think. And I was like, yeah, I'm the man of the house. Yeah, take us to Van Buren. I'll take a walk around. Now, there comes a time in every kid's life where they call their parents' bluff on the wrong thing. This is one of those stories. So we get to Van Buren. Mom finds the darkest spot in the middle of this fucking completely empty street, and she slams on the brakes. You want to get out? Take a walk around? And I said, yeah, I'll get out. I'll take a walk around. I get out of the car, and she goes, now, there's a bus line at the end of this street. You give them $1, they'll drive you back home. I was like, okay. Closed the door. She drove off. And the moment I didn't see her brake lights again, I probably shit myself. It was eerily quiet. but there was like signs of chaos around. Like I saw a bike with like one wheel sitting on top of a fence. And I was just like, what happened there? Did somebody get stabbed over a bike wheel or something? It was fucking scary. I mean, it's scary to be like, you know, in a bad neighborhood when you're a fucking entitled little white brat piece of shit like I was. And so I start walking down like a side street because the main street where the bus line was just looked even scarier. And I could see people like in the street, probably the hookers. So I decide I'm going to take like a side street and kind of go like a roundabout to the bus. And I walk onto this street for, 3 steps into the street. And I just hear a voice go, "Get on out of here!" And I was like, okay, I'm going to get on out of here. Well, I got on out of there. So now I'm like just standing in the middle of this street and I'm looking, and I can't even see far enough down the street to see where this fucking bus is. And I'm like, God damn it. I'm out here all alone. I gotta I don't know how to get to I don't even know if I have $1. Like, I don't know how to navigate a bus line. I'm 12. I live in the suburbs. This is bullshit and very fucking scary. Like, I can see headlights in the road. So I'm like, okay, I'm just standing in the middle of the street. There's a car's gonna run me over. And I was just thinking, please, don't let it be somebody who like wants to kill me. I don't know what they'd rob a 12-year-old out of, but I was worried I'd have it, or I wouldn't have it, I'd die because I didn't have it. I don't know. I turn around and it's my mom. And it's my sister, and they are having the time of their lives. I hop in the car and I'm like, now that was bullshit. I don't know where the stupid bus is. I don't know how to use a bus to get back home. We're on Van Buren, for God's sake. People were yelling at me. I was all alone out there. She pauses her laughter long enough to say, Mitchell, I drove to the end of the block and did a U-turn. I had my eyes on you the whole time. You were gone for a little over 1 minute. I'm tough. I could take it. I never complained about our lot in life after that. I just knew, socioeconomically speaking, we were living in a safer neighborhood than Van Buren, and I had no right to complain about that. Moms put up with a lot of shit. And so when it comes to teaching you valuable lessons, I gotta say, I don't think they fuck around. Mine sure didn't.